Hi, I'm Kristina Bergsten with the Animal Law Firm, where we are fighting for the underdog. Today I would like to talk to you about emotional support animals that are non-traditional. So everyone's heard of the emotional support animal who is a cat or a dog. Those are usually the typical ones. Sometimes I will get a ferret, not too often. But as of late, I've been getting increasingly more calls regarding agricultural animals in non-agricultural areas who are being used as emotional support animals. The most recent three examples that I can give you are pigs, sheep, and chickens. So yes, that is emotional support. Pigs, emotional support chickens, and emotional support sheep. So these are very unique cases because emotional support animals are not protected by federal law when it comes to property that you own. So now, I've never had someone with an emotional support sheep or chicken in an apartment. That might happen someday, but it certainly could happen if you are renting a single family home from someone and you have like a backyard and you want emotional support chickens. Then the question becomes, it's such a complicated thing to talk about, but I really love talking about it, so I'll try to do it as quickly and succinctly as I can, but it's very complicated. So non-traditional emotional support animals are permitted, but you have to have a doctor's reason for why you can't use a more traditional animal like a dog or a cat. Allergies are the most common reason why someone would have an emotional support sheep or an emotional support chicken or an emotional support pig versus a dog or a cat. So let's just say that's the example. So I have chickens, they help me with my emotional needs. I'm allergic to dogs and cats. I can't have a dog and a cat, so a chicken, cleaning the coop, being with the chickens, collecting their eggs, feeding them, grooming them, all of those things helps me with my emotional disability. Now, they're not typically permitted in areas that are not zoned for agricultural use. Now, like in Denver, you can have chickens. I forget off the top of my head how many you can have. It's not many. I want to say 4 to 6. Don't quote me on that. So there's some cities where you can have chickens within city limits. Now, you probably can't have a goat. I think actually Aurora allows you to have a goat. It might be Aurora or Adams County, one of the ones that starts with an A. I don't remember on the top of my head right now. So don't quote me on that, but call me. I will research it if you ask me to. So a lot of these cases involve residential areas, right? So some cases involve HOAs or COAs, so homeowners or condominium owners associations. And these have like their own set of rules. Now they are subject to the FHA because they're an association that provides housing that they have to comply with the FHA. So if you are in a homeowners association, which I typically do not recommend homeowners associations for anyone unless you really, really, really like rules. You have to really love rules to live in an HOA. That aside, let's just say you couldn't find a place you liked, the HOA was the only place you could. They are required to follow the FHA because they're providing housing to you and you are living in that area. So you can use the FHA for your emotional support animal protection. Now, if you don't live in an HOA, let's say you live somewhere out in kind of the rural area and maybe you have like 1.25 acres of land and you want chickens or you want pigs or sheep, whatever. You want a pig. Maybe you want 2 pigs. They're cute, they're smart, they're very fun. And they're your emotional support animals, taking care of them, feeding them, keeping them clean, all of those things helps you in your disability. So now, and keep in mind too, none of these animals can be service animals because under the Americans with Disabilities Act, only dogs can be service animals, period. End of discussion. Done. Conversation over. You cannot have a service pig. So, emotional support pig. You live in an area where it's zoned residential, not zoned agricultural. You can't get an agricultural variance or some other kind of variance. So what do? You challenge the constitutionality of the zoning ordinance. So that's hard, right? Because you've got to go through the zoning process, you've got to appeal it, and then once that doesn't work, you've got to appeal it again, because it will never work, because like you're going to the entity that created the law to be like, please don't find me guilty of this law. And a lot of zoning violations just result in fines, not in something else. They typically don't result in jail time, although I've seen that recently, which is crazy to me. But anyway, but still, it's a pain in the butt, and you've still got to do it, and you've still got to go through appellate process, and you've got to challenge the constitutionality of the law eventually, because that's the only way to get these things overturned. So we're in process of that in some areas right now. I will let you know how that goes, so stay tuned. But yeah, I mean, these are really hard laws to challenge because it's so local. Zoning ordinances are so local, and it's just, you're having to fight local politicians to get your way. And it's not even getting your way, it's having your rights protected, because it's like, if you have a disability, you should be able to have a pig if the pig helps you and you have a medical reason for not being able to have a traditional animal. So anyway, so long story short, I've seen these animals in action. I've seen these cases before. It's a growing area where people are seeking relief through therapeutic means by having non-traditional animals. And so if you find yourself in a situation where you own a non-traditional animal and you're getting letters from the zoning board or letters from your HOA or whoever, give us a call, because we can help you. There are ways to resolve this in your favor, and that lets you keep your pig and your chickens and your sheep because they're so cute. But yeah, you do need to have a medical reason. You can't just like as much as I love pigs and sheep and chickens, I don't have them because I don't have an emotional disability. So while I'm very happy to support those who do, to realize their ability to have a medical device essentially that helps you, you can't just get one just to get one just because you think they're cute and you want to like get around the law. That's not what we do here, and that's not what I would recommend you do. So if you have a legitimate need for an emotional support pig or sheep or chicken, I'm more than happy to help. And those of you who find pigs and sheep and chicken just as adorable as I do, please volunteer at your local sanctuary, because they could definitely use your help. Thanks very much for listening. You guys stay safe out there. My underdogs, can't forget to call you that. And take care and stay safe. Bye.